Zentangle is a meditative art form that is a relaxing method of creating abstract art using structured patterns. It teaches and focuses on being mindful and present. Zentangle requires no artistic skills. Hello, I'm Sandhya Manne, an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. In this channel, we talk about creating and practicing Zentangle, my own Zentangle inspired artworks and collectibles. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on any videos that we post every Tuesdays and Fridays. Welcome to yet another Zentangle mini project, and today's focus tangle in our Focus Flight series is called Fungies. Fungies is by CZT Leslie Crumpler. It's a lovely, simple and easy to create tangle that can be used in different variations. I plan to use fungies with one other tangle in today's Zentangle mini project. So go grab your supplies. All we need is a white square tile, a black pen, pencil and stub, and let's get started. So here we are with our supplies. I have my white square tile, my stub, pencil and 01 micron, and I also have a 08 micron pen. So let's get started with today's project. So we're going to start with 4 dots on 4 corners. So we're going to make 4 dots on 4 corners, make it gently. Okay, and join them. So go ahead and join the dots. Make sure your lines are gentle and not too dark. Okay, so I have my border done. Now let's make a string. That's a very simple string. So I'm just going to start from here, down there, and something like this. Okay, so it's almost like the alphabet N. It's kind of spread out. Okay, so that's my string. Now let's get started with our first tangle, which is called Fungies. Fungies is really a fun tangle. It starts off very simple and slowly builds on. So for fungies, we need to make wavy lines. Okay, so I'm going to start making my lines in this direction so it's easy as I come down. So I start from here, about making the wavy lines like this. Okay. Now it doesn't have to match the hill and the valley, but it's okay if it does, so don't worry too much about this. Okay, so I'm going to skip this. Like that. Okay, so this is the base for fungi, so we got this ready. So now let's start making the next step. So the next step, we start from here, make 2 parallel lines. You can start anywhere, so I'm just starting from this corner, and then from here my lines just branch out like this. So I'm going to repeat this right below. So first I make 2 lines. So this figure is kind of spread out between 2 lines. So you make 2 parallel lines here, and then you branch out. So again you make 2 parallel lines, and then you branch out. Okay, now we're going to repeat this right next to it, but we're going to make it a little alternating. So because our 2 parallel lines are here, this section is going to be where it's going to be spread out like this. So now here I'm going to make 2 parallel lines and then spread it out like that. So do you see where this section is spreading out? The next one would be a thin parallel line, and then probably here there'll be a another one that's kind of spreading out. So that's how you're going to alternate. Okay, now I don't have space here, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, so now let's repeat this. So since we have this wider part here, this is going to be narrow here. So I'm going to make my narrow lines and then pull it out here. Okay, and start with my narrow lines and pull it out. So here it's going to be a wider one, so I'm just pretending like it's wider here. Okay, so continuing on that. So I'm going to do the same thing here, have a little bit of space, so I think I can fit in one. So this is going to be wider and narrow lines, and then again pull it out. Okay, so like this. Now the next step, so now I'm done making my funnel kind of pattern all along. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull a line like this. So make sure you skip this double line. Like that. So just make a curve like this. So it looks like it's a funnel, and this funnel is kind of coming out of that other funnel. So it really gives a nice look. Now here I'm just going to probably give an upper one and a bottom one. Okay. So just make sure you don't miss out on anything. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so now the next step is to fill in these gaps with solid black. Okay, so let's go ahead, do that. So there are two ways of doing this. Either you can fill this section black and leave the rest of it white. So you're going to only fill these two black and leave the rest white. Or you can fill these black and leave the funnel white. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this black, the space is black, and leave the funnel white. But you can try the other way around too. So I'm just going to add black. Okay, so I'm almost done. I just have this little section here, so I'm going to go ahead and add my black. Do you see how this gives a nice fun look? The black gives a perfect contrast. and there I am just done. So this tangle, you can place these much more closer if you wish. So you could have two more in the, if you had placed it much closer, so you could make them closer or wider like the way I have done. And this can be used as a filler tangle or as a border tangle. It looks fun. Okay, so we are done with fungies. Now let's move on to our next tangle, swarm. Swarm is an interesting filler tangle. So let's get started on that. Okay, so swarm starts like this. You make a line about that size and then make another one a little shorter than that, another one a little shorter than the previous one, and you just go like this, and then you change the direction. Okay, and you make another line. So say this goes like this. Okay, and again you're going to add like this. So you're going to keep adding lines so there is no not much of a rhythm here. You just keep adding lines like that. So none of the lines are touching like this. So do you see this flowerish kind of a thing form? So we're going to repeat this all through. So we're going to just keep adding these set of lines in descending order. So you do this, and then either on this side or this side you pull out another line and you continue making. Now here I'm going to make a line like this and try to fit another one here like that. Okay, do you see that? It's a very zen tangle. Just have to keep on adding lines to that. Keep changing the direction. So to make a flower you would have about 6 or 7, 5 or 6 of these triangle lines. Okay, so So I'm sticking with my string line. I'm trying to kind of stay along that and going ahead making my lines. So keep rotating your tile. So I have this little section here, so I'm just gonna pull out a line there, just trying to fit something in there. It can be a tricky tangle, but I would So just don't think too much on this. Just follow this, these set of lines, and just go on. Like, I have a gap here, but that's okay. It doesn't really show through in the big scheme of things. So just keep going. This is an interesting fillet angle, and I like the way it gives this nice contrast between the blacks of fungies. I'm just gonna end it there like that. Isn't that interesting? So the next step is to add our shading. So I'm sticking with my string line. I'm trying to kind of stay along that and going ahead making my lines. So keep rotating your tile. So I have this little section here, so I'm just gonna pull out a line there, just trying to fit something in there. It can be a tricky tangle, but I would suggest don't think too much on this. Just follow this, these set of lines, and just go on. Like, I have a gap here, but that's okay. It doesn't really show through in the big scheme of things. So just keep going. This is an interesting fillet angle, and I like the way it gives this nice contrast between the blacks of fungies. I'm just gonna end it there like that. Isn't that interesting? So the next step is to add our shading. Okay, so now let's get on to shading. Now there are a lot of things that you can do with fungies, as in terms of colors. You can have colors added to these. You can have different colors like each one can have a color, can again color the background. So it's really a fun tangle to play with in terms of colors. So I can't wait to see your creations. I love all the variations that you create, and share them on our FB group called Zenbees. That's where all the after party fun happens. It's fun to see everybody's creations there. Also, don't forget to sign up to my email list. There's a link in the description that says Tangle Organizer, and yeah, I send out a mail every Tuesday with a tip, and some fun projects are being planned for that. And also you get updates on my upcoming workshops, and also claim your free gift when you sign up. Okay, so now let's move on to shading. So here for fungies, we're just going to add our pencil right here like that to give the depth. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Just blend this. Gonna add my pencil a little bit more darker. So just blend on this, just going to smoothen it out. That. So do you see how it creates a nice depth? Now for swarm, there are a couple of ways that we can do. Either we can have our pencil along this, or you can have your pencil along this. So I'm going to have my pencil along this edge. So I'm going to put my pencil here like this. Add a generous amount of pencil here, and then let's just blend this out. Like this. Okay. So we are done with our project. Let's now put our initials. That nice contrast that the two tangles give. So let's put our initials. You can find a section for that anywhere. And okay, so now let's date our work. So today's date is 24th July 2020, and this is YouTube Focus Light series, and we work with our first angle which is fungi, and the second tangle was swarm. Okay, so there you go. Also, just want to mention that these projects are for your personal use. I like to share them, and that's for you to work along with me and just enjoy the process. No part of these projects can be used for any kind of commercial purposes, so please refrain from doing that. And if you want to get deep dive into Zentangle, to contact a certified Zentangle teacher. We are trained to get you guys started, and if you want to work with me, then do shoot out a mail. All my contact details are in the description, and I'll get you started on this beautiful journey. Thank you guys. That's fungi and swarm. Hope you had fun creating this project with me. I would love to see your creations. So hop on to our FB group Zenbees, where all the after party fun happens. Come share your works there and check out the creations by other Zenbees. If you're sharing your works on social media, then please do tag me at Sandhya Manne or #Tangle with Sandhya. I would love to see your works there. I do an FB live every Friday at 10 a.m. on my India Standard Time on my FB page, Sandhya Manne Studio. Do join me and let's tangle together. Now it's time to comment, so please comment below and let me know how you enjoyed this project. That helps me plan out my next set of videos. Also, it's time to show some love, so hit that like button, share the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next on Tuesday with the String Safari. Until then, remember to breathe and smile. See ya. Namaste.